I'm sorry, man. This is my seat.
Oh, shit, I'm so sorry.
It's okay. Don't worry about it.
Fucking dumbass.
Get the fuck out of here.
What?
Don't talk to me. Don't look at me. Just pick your ass up out of that Italian leather chair and get the fuck out of this room right now. Come on, let's go, Schleprock. Out. That's it. We expect everyone here to treat their coworkers with a certain level of respect. Okay, before we get started, I have one question. Has anyone here passed the Series 7 exam?
I have a Series 7 license.
Good for you. You can get out too.
What? Why?
We don't hire brokers here. We train new ones. That's it, Skippy. Pack your shit. Let's go. Okay, here's the deal. I'm not here to waste your time, okay? I certainly hope you're not here to waste mine. So I'm going to keep this short. Become an employee of this firm, you will make your first $1 million within 3 years, okay? I'm going to repeat that. You will make $1 million within 3 years of your first day of employment at JT Marlin. There is no question as to whether or not you'll become a millionaire working here. The only question is how many times over. You think I'm joking? I am not joking. I am a millionaire. It's a weird thing to hear, right? I tell you, it's a weird thing to say. I am a fucking millionaire. I guess how old I am. 27. You know what that makes me here? A fucking senior citizen. This firm is entirely comprised of people your age, not mine. Lucky for me, I happen to be very fucking good at my job, or I'd be out of one. You guys are the new blood. You're gonna go home with the Kesef. You are the future big swinging dicks of this firm. Now, y'all look money hungry, and that's good. Anybody tells you money's the root of all evil doesn't fucking have any. They say money can't buy happiness. Look at the fucking smile on my face. Ear to ear, baby. You want details? Fine. I drive a Ferrari, 355 Cabriolet. What's up? I have a ridiculous house in the South Fork. I have every toy you can possibly imagine. And best of all, kids, I am liquid. So, now you know what's possible. Let me tell you what's required. You are required to work your fucking ass off at this firm. We want winners here, not pikers. A piker walks at the bell. Piker asks how much vacation time you get in the first year. Vacation time. People come and work at this firm for one reason, to become filthy rich. That's it. We're not here to make friends. We're not saving the fucking manatees here, guys. You want vacation time? Go teach third grade public school. Okay. First 3 months at the firm or as a trainee, you make $150 a week. After you're done training, you take the Series 7. You pass that, you become a junior broker, and you're opening accounts for your team leader. You open 40 accounts, you start working for yourself. Sky's the limit. Word or two about being a trainee, friends, your parents, the other brokers, whoever, they're going to give you shit about it. It's true. $150 a week, not a lot of money, but pay them no mind. You need to learn this business, and this is the time to do it. Once you pass the test, none of that's going to matter. Your friends are shit. They tell me you made 25 grand last month. They're not going to fucking believe you. Fuck them. Fuck them. Parents don't like the life you lead? Fuck you, mom and dad. See how it feels when you're making their fucking Lexus payments. Now go home and think about it. Think about whether or not this is really for you. If you decide it isn't, listen, it's nothing to be embarrassed about. It's not for everyone. Thanks. But if you really want this, you call me on Monday and we'll talk. Just don't waste my fucking time. Okay, that's it.
Wait, you own a brokerage?
It's funny how things are. Just don't give me bullshit. I don't want to hear it.
392, switch it out with a cat. I got a million right here on my lap. Bought a new spider, then take out the plastic. I stop on that 40, yeah, hit the gas. Brick going pants, they late to relax. Crocodile Dundee, Dusty on my hat. Alligator shoe on the pedal when I press it. Alligator shoe on the pedal when I press it. You know we take 5 out of that as a fact. None of these girls got strings attached. I'm get my blue cheese and I be dressing. I got a cheese chick, bitch, she's a lesson. She fell in love, she's a ugly and wreck. I made it out, I ain't going back. Killing these niggas in all black. Look at these bitches trying to bribe that. It's you, it's not even nobody bad, it's you. Come on, baby, you know that I'm bagging you. I had to get a Louis on bag or two. Niggas no one that is bad as you. We got no baddies too. Made it straight to the top, got a whole lot of love. Keep on asking me shit, trying to find us. I said, baby, I'm better off lying to you. I said, baby, I'm better off lying to you. You will never be able to find a room. Everything gon' be designer true. Everything gon' be designer true. All of my diamonds, they pink or they blue. All of my diamonds, they yellow or white. I put that name in the fan of no sprite. Rosie got ice in the banner, right? I shot the up at a candlelight. My boys, they got choppers, can't stand the fight. My boys, they got choppers, can't stand the fight. We burn on the get to the coma. Niggas be mad cause I'm big as Obama. Put that on my game, put that right on my mama. Watch out for snakes, but these niggas, they serpents. Pull up big body, lay back with the curtains. Bulletproof, all up and tickle, I'm nervous. Bulletproof, I was like this in suburban. I fuck your bitch, I ain't do that on purpose. Had to say bye bye, that baby, you're pretty. That I on the top, I feel like I ain't 30. Different colors, don't they look like a shirt? I'ma kill that pussy, get convicted for murder. Ain't with the service, bitch, we pay for me first. Diamonds on my neck, I thought they emerged. Come on, bitch, now tell me what is the verdict. Come on, baby, tell me what is the verdict. My kids, biggest excursion. I be smoking weed until I get really in love with this style. That's why she can't leave. I can never walking back on my knees. So my new girl, she black and Japanese. She's stealing all of my needs. I don't think they boy ready. No, I don't think they boy ready. They get no friendly, they came with machete. Beat up the pot, almost called a domestic. Might buy the block, beat it up like it's Tetris. Too many farms, I thought of my session. Too many farms, I thought of my section. Come out the rollie, this shit is a blessing. Chrome hard over the machete. Been on your block like a fitted. Rip up the art of my feeling, forget it. Cause shit be hard just for the aesthetic. Go down my misery, thanks to this sound. Laced up in emeralds, straight off the girl. Put off the block to a whole other world. Travel to France, recruit me some girls. Meet me on the front, run the top for a punch up, yeah. Like it's an Indian style, yeah. Smoking on rent by the pound. Young niggas crazy for switch on the 40. Walk niggas down, get them up and record it. Inside this bitch, call it an order. Turn it down to a quarter. The block hot, rich quarter. My rides get imported. Blood came out of Russia. I'm having spilled out before I got pesos. I'm on the island with the cash like Diego. Snowflake when I drip, I got rose gold. Got a flock of these bitches on go mode. Can't name one hood that it can't go. $4 in the hand for the Rolls Royce. Bought a house in the lake with a golf course. Got Korean bitch on my team. Out of white nigga no clean. Bought some bullets and extra magazines. Gang affiliated by all means, enemies. I be chasing me and my team. We didn't bring no clothes, we brought codeine. Got a flight attendant in the bathroom doing dirty favors on me. She gon' do it on the whole group. I tell her, so you ain't even gotta ask. A few space coops and in the stash. Some little tall shit, gon' face the dash. I bought them all out for a win fast. I got a ball flip contract, baby. High definition on me, no fugazi. More ammunition, my niggas ready to go crazy. Bitch, my clips hopping out of the Mercedes. Got no space, y'all on a whole nother level. Y'all niggas crazy, go dance with the devil. 392 hit the switch on whoever. 392 switch it out with a cat. I got it video right here on my lap. All the new spider that take out the glass. I stuck on that 40, yeah. They going pants, they late to relax. Cracking out, nothing y'all see on my hat. Alligator shoe on the pedal when I press it. Alligator shoe on the pedal when I press it. You know we say bye bye, his dad is a fact. None of these girls got strings to test. I'm get my blue cheese and I be dressed. I got a cheese, bitch, she's a lesson. She fell in love, she's a ugly wreck. I made it out, I ain't going back. Killing these niggas in all black. Look at these bitches trying to bribe, yeah.
It is a wonderful, wonderful Tuesday evening, and let me tell you something. It is all about the news with a special edition of Ape News. We're going to be talking about a bunch of stuff that's going on today. My co-host, and he's still here, Bleach. How are you today?
Chilling, my man. How you doing?
Oh, well, I can't complain. I mean, no one's going to listen to me anyway. What do we? So we had you had some important things to talk about this first and foremost. So I'm.
Oh yeah, I just like if anybody's gonna come up tonight or any night for that matter, from now on, It's not gonna be no interruptions. I want the guys that are speaking about whatever topics they're talking about, for them to, not stop the train, because once you get the train going and then you gotta stop, it's very difficult to pick it back up. So I don't want no more interruptions, because I'm here to learn just as much as you guys are. Because I have nothing to offer. These guys right here, they come in with the DD, they put in the amount of time, the hours that during the day, they're coming in, and I'm here to be like a sponge, absorb everything in. So if you come up here and you start interrupting, you're just gonna get booted out. All right, you're gonna get the ejectocito, all right?
We have some wonderful sound effects tonight, considering this is Ape News. Robert, how are you?
Doing pretty good. How you doing?
Oh, well, I can't complain. Like I said, it's the same shit, just a different toilet. That's normally what it is. So we got some garbage to talk about later on. We're going to answer some questions here at the end of the day. We have Matt. We have, the instigator comes up to go ahead and stop what I'm talking about. Leo.
I'm pretty sure Bleach was talking to me specifically right there. You could have just DM'd it, bro.
Yo, Leo, what you?
I'll drop down some
I ain't talking about nobody.
information tonight.
Oh, you're very welcome there, Leo. Wait, I'm getting word from our outside reporter. She's out there somewhere in the middle of Texas. I think she wants to talk about a decoding cat. Chaotic.
All right, guys, how are you doing tonight?
We can't complain.
Well, I wanted to check back in with you guys. I'm reporting live here from Texas. I was challenged by a certain schizophrenic cat to find the connection between Pulte Holmes and JP Morgan Chase.
Now, this is a real decoding cat, right?
That's what his profile picture says, James.
Oh, gotcha. I just wanted to make sure. I know that there's a cat somewhere, but
I'm pretty sure
I don't know if it's Garfield.
I'm pretty sure he's declawed though, so we're safe.
Okay, good. It's Garfield. Got it. Got it.
So I wanted to revisit that really quickly, because I feel like what I'm bringing to the table this evening for everybody to digest is something that I feel like should be like day one information for all apes. And this is a Patrick Byrne video from, it's not recent, it's probably about 10 years old, where he was actually, of all the people out there who have done the DD, who've climbed the mountain, so to speak, on the interconnections and the way that these, basically, you hear them referred to as like banking cartels. But that's really what they are. I mean, it's following the same blueprint as a lot of organized crime rings. Just because it's white collar crime doesn't mean that it's not the same playbook as some of the more interesting movies that we've seen before. Patrick Byrne specifically brings up the movie Goodfellas. A lot of people don't realize how closely a lot of the Wall Street operations mirror the same strategies used in the movie Goodfellas. I can't even stress this enough. As if you're watching The Big Short, follow it up with Goodfellas. If you haven't watched it, it's on a must-watch list. But he talks about all of the interconnections that Wall Street has with actual drug cartels, with terrorist organizations like Hamas. We talked about it a few weeks ago after it happened, but there were some short sellers out there who knew about the terrorist attack from Hamas on October 7th and decided to trade on it instead of saying something about it that maybe could have prevented it. There's a lot of really awful things that go on. And now I say that to say this, Pulte Holmes is not giving money to Hamas.
No.
Let me clarify there. Although I did kind of halfway want to send an edible arrangement to Pulte's office so that I can say we share an arrangement.
It would be worth it.
That's a little joke for me on behalf of Sal. We've shared an arrangement.
Oh, we like sharing arrangements.
This one is of the edible variety. I think that would be funny. But so I'm gonna post this up in the nest, and this is a video that I saved. It's something that, if you have, it's an hour and 15 minutes long, I believe. It is a little bit long, but it is worth every single minute to watch this if you have time in the car, maybe when you're commuting to work, or like, if you're doing something around the house, just throw some headphones on. It really will make so many things make sense. I jokingly refer to it as the birds and the bees of social media, like FinTwit. The birds and the bees, where do shills come from, mommy? Shills shills come from places like law firms who've been given information ahead of time as to what companies are going to be attacked by short sellers so that they can send proxy people in, sometimes even folks that work for the law firm itself. He gives an example of a very famous case where the owners of that law firm ended up actually doing real prison time for doing this, for getting insider information ahead of the rest of the retail community and putting plants in, shills, real shills, dropping plants in, having them intentionally buy up stocks of companies that they knew were going to be driven down into the ground unfairly by short sellers, so that they could monetize on the damages that were filed in lawsuits later on that they already prepared to have happen. This is a real thing that did happen. This is a real thing. This is all in this Patrick Byrne video. So when you look around and you see these people that are just viciously attacking certain stocks, and it doesn't make any sense. A lot of times it's going to come out at some point. You just have to be aware that there are people out there who are planted to basically be a part of a lawsuit settlement later on, should things go according to the plan. We'll put it that way.
So chaotic, if I get this straight, we're seeing people that are basically paid influencers that are basically being dropped by specific banking companies that are going ahead and infiltrating the communities that we've made and form structured in, and they're there to blow it apart and get us to a point where this is going to be put in court for the next 10 to 15 years.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. And so, like, they're banking on some of these lawsuits, these law firms that frequently deal with class action lawsuits from investors. Who was the guy that was seen? Who was Brian? What was his name? Who was on the AMC lawsuit that ended up being
Tuttle.
Brian Tuttle. So Brian Tuttle is a really, really good example of somebody who makes a discernible living off of being part of class action lawsuits over stocks. Brian Tuttle is somebody that I would consider to be in the same vein, not as the law firm attorneys, but in a similar sense in that it seems like he intentionally makes eating shit sandwiches, taking losses so that he can file lawsuits, going for the bigger bucks that way as part of his investment strategy, which is not really something you're supposed to be doing.
Well, somebody also is paying him
And I
constantly a
personally
lot of
believe
money.
some of these.
Chaotic, you there?
I'm still here.
Yeah, go
Sorry,
ahead.
I cut in and out for a second.
Go ahead.
So yeah, there are people out there who have been planted by entities. I have more than one influencer that have sent me messages in DMs admitting that there's been infiltration into the community.
They have to be, because they have to
Tony
have
Dong is
some.
one of them.
They
You
have
guys
to,
remember
'cause they have to
Tony
have
Dong?
They have to have their control.
Well, I just think that I think everybody should really take the time to watch this video. And, just for fun, just to kind of mix things up a little bit, take the time to watch Goodfellas and just picture those guys in suits working on Wall Street, because what we're about to see coming up is the art of the bust out. And what the bust out is when they finally set fire to the building at the very, very end for the insurance money.
I mean, like Bartlett.
Exactly.
Wait,
But that's what we see. What we're seeing with these swaps, right? What we're seeing with these swaps, where they keep kicking the can and kicking the can and kicking the can. They're borrowing from everywhere they possibly can till they can't borrow anymore. And then what do? Set it all on fire. collect the insurance money, file bankruptcy. That's the end of the bust. That's the bust out. That's the end. That's how this ends. So that UBS situation that's floating around, that is the building that's about to get set on fire.
Kaboom. Kablamo.
Molotov cocktail, my friend. They're just waiting for the right time. They're waiting till they extend and borrow and kick the can as much as they possibly until there's nothing left. Then they're going to set that shit on fire. They're going to throw the Molotov cocktail through the window after hours.
Explosion. Nice little one. You got him.
I'm going to put this in the nest, though. Y'all feel bookmark it, watch it later at your leisure. I do have it saved to my YouTube channel. For my YouTube channel, I'm not monetized or anything like that. Nothing. All of it is for free, but I use my YouTube channel to collect just important videos that I want to save for everybody for later on. Otherwise, I'll lose them in my favorites list.
So with this, you got all this video and all that. Where's the connection between our good friend that, you know, he decided to just come in randomly and purchase like 2 shares, and
well, when we
JP
talk
Morgan.
about connections and talk about, I know there's more that goes into, but JP Morgan Chase is directly affiliated. They were the preferred financial institution for Jeffrey Epstein. And obviously, like we know, that's a very topical discussion this past week, isn't it? Jeffrey Epstein back again. Yeah, I mean, JP Morgan Chase. And I don't know how many times Jamie Dimon has come out to like put on his fake sad face and fucking apologize for like literally aiding and abetting a child trafficker. I don't know why none of those people are in fucking jail. Why is Jamie Dimon not in jail? Like sitting there with his fake ass sad face on, like, oh, we're so sorry, we didn't know. Yeah, you fucking did know. When you get to the level of Pulte Homes, when the original challenge was, because somebody said that we're fighting the people that are involved in child trafficking around the world and wars and all kinds of other conflicts. And it's true. But when you get on the level that Pulte Homes is at, in terms of being a builder, it would be more startling if they didn't have a relationship with JP Morgan. When you get to that level, when you need to finance a certain amount of money, that there's like the rungs of finance get smaller and smaller and smaller the further up the ladder you go. JP Morgan is at the very top. When we talk about in terms of like financial institutions you can borrow money from like that, like a bank, JP Morgan is probably at the very top for the United States.
So basically, JP Morgan has a piece of Pulte.
Pulte Homes has a direct relationship with JP Morgan Chase, like all day, every day, like is a regular part of doing all of their business. It's unavoidable at that level. I can't believe he even said for me to do something so fucking stupid. It's at the top of a very basic Google search.
Gotta get to work.
Yeah, chaotic. Also, remember.
Like the most asinine challenge ever.
Yeah, pretty much. Go ahead, Ed.
Also, remember who in 2008 had primary connections with JP Morgan, and who became untouched after that.
Well, I mean, Bernie Madoff, like anybody who's anybody in finance, legitimate or not, anybody who's anybody in finance needing to borrow or deal with transactions over a certain dollar amount, JP Morgan's got their hands in it somewhere.
Well,
it's just almost unavoidable.
They also own the large majority of hedge funds. They fund them.
They financially back them to the DTCC.
Right. Yeah.
That's what they did. So,
and when you look at Pulte Homes and who's invested in them, I mean, it's all the usual suspects. Vanguard is going to be. I mean, Vanguard's an interesting situation because historically they're considered to be like one of the most reliable financial institutions to work for. But they got their hands all up in all kinds of funny business around the world, including Evergrande.
Well, BlackRock and Vanguard, they're the same. They're the same company. They're just split. They're trying to play like
they're two testicles in the same nut.
It's like the government. It's like the government.
What you said is perfect. Like they're two testicles the same nut sack, because they're inseparable. Like they work for the same thing.
Yeah, our Fed,
It's the
they
same
scratch each
agenda.
other's back. Our
Basically,
Fed
they
is the
scratch each
sack.
other's back, but they're all in the same room.
And the schlong is basically the World Economic Forum.
Our Fed is the sack. The SEC is the fucking blood flow.
No,
And
it's not.
there's a lot more fucking
It's the
nuts in that
milk.
sack. They're international nuts.
What do you guys think about the repo crashing right now?
We're going to be talking
It was
about that later
inevitable.
on.
But hold
We're
on,
gonna
hold
be
on, hold on. Before he starts crying and shit. What happened, Ghost? How you doing, bro?
What's going on, man? So I jumped into I guess AMC call that was against fucking everything. I was just trying to like, get that other side. So I was just like, dude, fucking, of course, fucking all this shit, fucking, because they were like, oh, did you vote against this? Did you do this? And I'm like, of course I fucking voted no against fucking this or whatever. Oh, but you said you voted yes. Oh, you said you voted no. Oh, fucking this. Dude, like, seriously, they are like so adamant about getting fucking Adam Aaron out. And I was like, who are you going to replace him with? Who are you going to replace him with? And it took them so long just to throw out a name. And it's just like, can we have a real fucking conversation? Like, who's going to do better than fucking Adam Aaron? Like, who's going to do better? Like, why is that your biggest fucking thing that we need to get rid of the fucking people fucking that have been creating fucking Taylor Swift, Beyonce, credit
Here's
cards,
the
popcorn.
simple answer is that they have to discredit him so that no new investors come into the play. That's it.
And they were attacking me. So like we were having a good conversation for a good amount of time, and then like we had fucking this guy. I guess his name is.
You were having good conversations with Shells? What?
Well, just let me fucking speak. No, I was having a good conversation, respectful. We'll just say respectful conversation. But then they had this guy fucking Ethan come in, and this guy was like, "You don't know how to read shit. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about." Da,
Oh
da, da.
man.
Yo, wait,
And
hold
Bring
on,
brand
I'm
new
like,
Cat.
light
Let me
beer.
get at him real quick. Hold
I'm
on.
like,
This
I'm
guy,
like,
Ghost.
There's the punchline.
yeah, there
this
you
guy,
go, exactly. And I was like, what is going on? Because before all of this, everything was respectful, and then this guy comes in just attacking, and then fucking all these people behind him are like, oh, fucking, he knows exactly what he's talking about. And I even brought up, I'm like, I didn't bring up any single fucking person in this play. I didn't say the one fucking knows what he's talking about. Chris fucking Soka knows what he's talking about. Batman knows what he's talking about. Bleach knows what he's talking about. I didn't bring up anyone's fucking name, and then these people are fucking like, Ethan knows exactly what he's talking about. So what, is that your god? Is that your fucking like leader? Like it's just really fucking crazy that I'm just
Hey,
trying to
Ghost.
fucking I'm just trying to learn.
Let me ask
and
you a
fucking
question.
hold on. Let me jump on that because I got something to tell you. If it
I want to hear
wasn't
it.
for fucking Ethan and them fucking lawyers and them fucking jackasses, AMC2 would not be fucking writing new extension contract deadline expirations on AMC2 because they wouldn't be allowed to. The only reason they can extend them contracts out is because of that one additional share that lawsuit added to that contract,
Yeah,
10 plus 1 value.
and that's
Because
exactly what
that got added with the new CUSIP. Since the
yeah, and
underlying
that's exactly
contract has that CUSIP on that one share,
yeah.
they can
That's exactly
reswap them
that,
and
dude.
extend the
Hey,
dates.
that's exactly what I brought up. I'm like, because they brought up the lawsuit with Judge Zern, and I'm like, okay, well, out of the whatever people, how many showed up? 3, and they were like, well, how many people actually got it? And I'm like, I don't care if they got the freaking request the day before, the day of, or whatever. How many people actually showed up for this judgment?
Not yet, James. Not
And
yet.
they could not answer that. They could not answer that. And they
Wait,
kept saying,
I just got one question, Ghost. Only one question. One question. Right? You know what? It's actually not a question. It's actually like something I want to ask you. Right? So let's say you own a restaurant, and I come in, and I respectfully, I'm telling you that your food is shit inside your restaurant, but I'm respectfully doing it. Are you still gonna keep me in the restaurant?
hell no.
So how you can have a respectful conversation with people that are against your investment, and you telling me that you were in there having like a cordial conversation with people that are adamant against something that I own, that I have put my time and my money in.
Well, that's the thing. It was cordial for like
So what they were saying? They were saying Adam Aaron is doing a good
like
job.
3 minutes, and then two people came in and they just attacked and they said that I was a bot, that I was paid for, and I'm like, dude, look at my fucking. And then there was this guy that like went to my page and he's like, all you do is share stuff. Oh, you don't have any opinions for yourself? And I'm like, well, the stuff that I share, like I kind of feel like the reason why I share it is because I kind of have like that's how I feel. Like, am I supposed to like
Ah,
post like
I say, you know what, man? Like I said,
it's
like if you don't want to be in battle
crazy?
with those people, if you don't want to be in battle with those people, don't go into their spaces no more, man. Like
I,
me, I already said it. There's no more of that. And now we're gonna go
yeah,
back into the topics. We're gonna go
it's
back into the
pointless.
topics. Fuck Ethan. Fuck all those other people. All right. I don't
Yeah,
want to talk
it's
about them no more.
like seriously, it is pointless. Like, dude, I have not gone into one of those
Yo, goes,
like
you're
one
about
of
to get
those
hit with the
calls.
ejectocito, man. I'm warning you, man.
I
Yeah,
have
let's
not
get
Yo,
back
gone
into the
Bleach.
into
topics.
I have not gone into one of those calls for like fucking 3 years. So listening to that, it's just like it's one sided. It's so one sided that it's like they don't even. And I try to throw numbers out. I try to throw out why would a company do this or do that, and they like just like everything was negative, negative,
You see,
negative.
you seem to not understand that that's their job. Like, so we're just gonna move on from that. That's their job. They're
But
supposed to do that.
remember, they said it was my
Nah, it's
job.
okay. I don't want to hear
It
about
was
them.
my
Ethan can suck
job.
a cock. All right.
It was I was the
Yo,
boss.
Bleach.
I just
Only
say
five
next.
people
Hold
showed
on.
up.
Hold
Just
on.
gonna close that
Ready?
off with next time you go into one of them spaces, bring the equalizer with you. Her name is Christine. She knows exactly how to handle.
Well, I tried to have like a real conversation, and then just once Ethan came in, once this other like they just back each other, dude. Like, and
What they do is called like
it's their god, dude.
triangulation.
That's their god. Oh, you don't know how to read
But
numbers. You
see,
don't, you don't know what you're talking
again, we're
about.
doing their bidding by talking about these cocksuckers. Let's move on. Let's talk into the topics. Let's get back to the topics, man. Fuck them. All right. Enough.
Okay, look at how great we're doing. We're already freaking hitting over 176
Ejectos.
million.
Oh,
Wait till our dude. I can't wait till our earnings meeting. I can't wait till our earnings meeting.
Ejectocito.
All right. All
I'm
right. Let's
staying.
get back. Where were we at, man? Where were we at before the Ethan stuff? What was that?
We were
You know,
talking
five
about a
people
draconian
showed up
cat.
to that court.
Hmm?
What was that again, sir?
No, I was saying, Bleach. You know, 5 people. I think about 5 people showed up to that lawsuit that day. The one that security was just talking about.
Oh yeah, Ethan.
I
He
think it,
he was not allowed in, but like I said, like that's what they want. Like they want us to talk about them because they have nothing. They have nothing to talk about. Their job is to like what James said is to disencourage new investors to get Adam Aaron out and put their guy in order for them to kill the company from within. But they already know that we got a guy in there that is a shareholder. And by the way, he's the biggest AMC shareholder the AMC's got is Adam Aaron. All right. So if you're telling me that somebody, like I said, it's enough. So we're just gonna go back into the topics, man. You know what I mean? Because these people, they have nothing better to say. They will never have a cordial conversation with you. They
Hey
will never have
James.
anything to say.
Mhm. Yeah. Okay.
Hey,
Yeah.
is there a spot for co-host?
No, I have.
No.
There's a dirty spy in the space call that's related to Ethan, and he's under the alias as CEO Adam Arno. He's deep in the space. He
All
should
right,
be
I'm
kicked
gonna look
off.
for him. I'm gonna snipe him out. Get him the fuck out of here.
He's with the Matt Tribbles and Eaton. He's
Oh
from that
It's
man,
okay. I
space.
really want Ethan
He
to
thinks
just arrest
I can't
me.
spot him.
nah, man, you're gonna get hit with a cease
I
and
would
desist.
love him to show up.
I'm about. Yeah. There's gonna be a bunch of ejectocitos here in shortly.
Oh yeah, James, get it ready, man.
He's
Get it
still
ready.
there.
But all right, so are we gonna do hands or we're gonna go back into the topics? Cause see, like a lot of people
Uh,
want to come up, they want to talk. See what I mean? So what are we
Let's
gonna
get through
do?
our shit. Let's get through our shit first. Then
Yeah,
we
yeah,
can
yeah.
go
Let's
back
get
in.
going. Let's
yeah.
get it going.
So
We're gonna be here all night.
yeah, we are. So decoding cat and JP Morgan, correlations between the two.
Oh no, that little fuckface was telling me. Well, he challenged me to find the correlation between Pulte Homes and J.P. Morgan Chase because he was like, "Oh, they don't." It was such a stupid thing for him to say because when you get to that level, it's impossible to not have a relationship with J.P. Morgan Chase. I mean, just a cursory Google search shows that Pulte Homes uses J.P. Morgan Chase frequently. But really, that doesn't even matter that much. He was trying to discourage the idea that what prompted him to say that at all was somebody was saying, we're fighting the bad guys, the guys that are out there destroying the world, trafficking kids and this, that, and the other. And he was trying to be like, oh, no, that's, I mean, but there's no disputing what JP Morgan Chase has done. I'm not saying, Pulte Homes is directly involved with anything relating to Jeffrey Epstein or anything like that. But it's a big spider web, you guys. And the Patrick Byrne video, it goes into so much more detail than I can even have time for. You guys will get sick of listening to me. But he does describe in detail the network in which that is facilitated, how they move the money around, how they have the money to get to this point, how they have the power and the ability to do these things. Especially so openly to the point where, like, a lot of times they've lobbied to make illegal shit legal. So I say that to say this, like, it was a stupid challenge accepted, challenge completed in about 30 seconds. Just go on Google and type in Pulte Homes JP Morgan Chase. At the very top is like them boasting on their own website about their relationship with JP. This shit is ridiculous, you guys. Just know that there are people out there listening. There are people out there who are intentionally getting information about what short sellers are doing, coordinated things short sellers are doing, so that they can front run the sentiment, so that they can get in here and try to position themselves in such a way so that they can file a lawsuit and maybe collect additional damages because there's usually a multiplier. That's really all they're here. They're here for the fucking lawsuits, you guys. Don't let them have your time and effort. Don't go into their spaces. Don't get into arguments with them. Pretend like they don't fucking exist because they don't need to. They don't matter. They're not shareholders. Don't even waste your energy on it. And that's why that Patrick Byrne video should be day one stuff, 101 level, basic for preschool baby apes. Because you need to steel your mind against that type of, it's psychological warfare, and it's on purpose. Just you gotta tune it out, man. Tune it out.
All right. We're gonna get to hands. I'm gonna do a music interlude, and then we're gonna go on to the next set of topics. So Lantern, Walter, and then Ghost. We're gonna give you one more try. I don't want to use the ejectocito.
All right. So I'm sure, I don't know if you guys know, but JP Morgan did officially file for bankruptcy today.
Oh,
Whoa.
That's worth a post. Holy shit.
Yeah. Where's that at? Where's that at?
I don't know if you guys, I have to go get the information. I can send it to
news.
you. Yeah. I can
send it.
That, and they actually, I think he's getting into XRP. They're doing that aggressively now. So I think he's trying to jump into that because he knows everybody's going to jump into it. This whole, everybody's trying to find their own banking. This shit's about to blow.
I wonder if that's why you.
Yeah. And the question is, anybody know the actual number? I think it was like a 99999 number that was going around. I was looking for that information.
It got pushed back to April, I saw last.
Yep.
Okay, cool.
That's interesting. That kind of goes.
Oh, one moment. Give me a minute.
Just quick. That goes into my stretch because the JP Morgan bankruptcy. I wonder if that's why UBS is being pumped full of stock equity.
Oh, you can go to the next person. I was done.
Gotcha. Yeah, it is.
I don't think they can hear each other. Either Matt cannot hear finance or, the other way around. Go ahead, Matt.
Matt, we're going to go into that right after we're done with hands. So we can go ahead and we can start talking about that. Walter.
Hey, man. You know how I have
amateur hour financial questions for you and Matt sometimes.
And you also
okay
have amateur avatars, my friend.
yeah, thanks, pal. So is it okay if I throw one of those, or would you want to do it later? I
You can
DM
throw
the
you can definitely throw one in.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So here's what was on my mind today. So we've kind of had like an overall discussion about the macros and how to get yourself ready for like the coming downturn, and right, that's been like a big topic with you guys. And one thing I was thinking about is a lot of the prep that has been discussed has been about like what to buy and how to be in position with your wealth financially. And one thing I think is interesting to me because of who I deal with in my day-to-day life and people that I care about who are in a really different situation than any of us who have any kind of disposable income and have the ability to, our concerns are about where we place our wealth and how we position ourselves financially to be ready for a downturn. But I'm wondering, do you ever have thoughts to share about like how somebody who doesn't have disposable income and really doesn't have investments can be in a decent position when the shit hits the fan, like we're kind of expecting it to? Like, is
You
there a
saw in
game plan for that?
Not really, because if you
No.
saw in 2008, you saw people that were living out of their cars. They were at gas stations. They had their kids packed up in, the big ass Broncos back in the day. I mean, they had nothing. There was no warning. Nothing happened for them. They were just screwed.
All right.
It's
I just-
sad.
But there's a little bit of a light at the end of that too, though. They're going to be
There-
much better off than some of the people that were on the other side of these bad bets that are going to be fundamentally, royally, criminally screwed. Some of these big players that are going to go down for a lot of this stuff, are going to be in way worse positions than the people that just don't have a lot to begin with. Yeah, they're going to be hurt by this, but these, they'll be able to pick their feet up and move on after this. Where someone who, like a Jamie Dimon or somebody, say they get, completely thrown under the bus on this, and their life is ruined. They're completely, they're charged with, lifetime in jail. Like their family wealth will be gone. And I'm not saying feel bad for those people, because they're going to deserve what they get, but at least you can feel better in knowing that when these markets crash, if that's what happens, the people who weren't really in it because they didn't have a whole lot of money in investments and things like that are going to be better off than someone like a Jamie Dimon. That
What ends up
is going to
happening
be-
when you have an economic turn like this, and when the dust starts to settle, like the criminals actually get prosecuted, they go to jail or they get fined or whatever the case may be, you're giving the opportunities to the smaller businesses to actually grow. So by them being able to grow, they're actually able to give more jobs.
That's where I was going to go with. If currently, if you think that this downturn can happen, and you think that you'll come out of that downturn still having your job, great. But if you can honestly aren't sure if your job's, your business that you work for is gonna be able to weather that, look now. Or if it doesn't weather it, don't do the unemployment thing until you run out. Start looking right away, because there's going to be a lot of fucking people looking for jobs soon after that, and it's going to be harder to find one.
Yeah, I could see that. Do you think like hospitals are
I think you're
stable?
safe if you're working at a hospital.
That's like a stable employer, right?
You want to be in a trade, in any type of trade. So if you do air conditioning, you do plumbing, you do electrical work, you're fine. If you work at a nurse, you're fine. For people like me that are in the finance industry, I'm worthless. That's what it is.
If you're in manufacturing, as far as like housing manufacturings or even factories that make certain, you have to look to see, okay, is this something people are going to be buying in a tight economic situation? If they're not, their order levels are going to go down. They're probably going to end up going minimal staff. And if you're going to be one of the ones that are getting laid off, it's something to think about. Because just because you don't have the cash to set yourself up doesn't mean you can't put yourself in employment to be set up.
Yeah, that's actually, God, that's a good thought, and I don't know why it didn't occur to me. Thank you, thank you, thank you. That's why I ask.
Yeah, beautiful, man. And you know what? Something else, man. You got to think about this, man. The biggest wild card in all of this, apes. Some of these apes, man. God willing, or whatever fucking you believe in. Some of you guys are gonna walk away from this thing filthy, rich, with wealth beyond your belief. You're gonna have a surplus, and if you can hand a people or two, there you go, man. That didn't happen in 2008. None of those rich people helped nobody, but you probably will help some people. You know what I'm saying? So you do what you can do. So
Just,
goes.
I'm going to remember, I want everybody to remember this saying. If I can change one person's life every single day, I'm doing my job the right way.
And if
That's
kind of going off what Bleach was saying, like if we can get any like snapshot view of what the apes might be like after say a collapse and apes are on top because they were in the right investment. I mean, when I look at this community, I see more and more people that I consider good-hearted people or fundamentally strong people that are in this community. Yeah, we got the BS people that are around, but I would say, in my opinion, the people that I see more are good people at heart that are in this for market reform, that are holding because they love the movie theaters and they want to see their families do well. And those are the kinds of people that you want on top in the end of something like this anyway. So like, really you can tell when you see the people that start the bashing of the company or the CEO, or they're tired of this play because they thought that they were going to be rich, 3 years ago, and they're not. And it's like, well, those people with that mentality are much fewer than what I feel like I experience between a lot of you people that I meet here in these spaces and on Twitter. And so I do like what Bleach was saying. I feel good about the hands that a future economy might be in if it's left up to more people like us with this sort of mentality than the people who are the nefarious short type people, the short and distort, the unethical people that we hope to see are the ones that go down in this, and the cream of the crop, so to speak, rises to the top.
That's right, baby. Goes. What's up, man?
Nice. That's very Randy Savage of you just now.
Randy Savage.
The cream rises to the top.
Okay, I just want to say, I finally, through Amazon, was able to buy popcorn from AMC, and every time that I went there, dude, it was freaking sold out, and I finally was able to get it. And they they keep pushing it out further. So my date keeps pushing out further and further. So you're like, dude, it's been bought so much that I guarantee they can't even fucking feel it. It's almost like our shares.
For the first
They
time ever,
just
my
keep doing it.
Walmart
I'm
same way was sold
supposed to
out.
get it tomorrow, but dude, it's
How
been
many
almost a
bags?
month.
How many bags you got?
It's almost been a month since I got it, dude.
How
Like,
many
so
bags? How many bags?
I'm doing two. I'm
Two
doing
bags?
two.
That's it? Yo, murder. Get at
I
this guy.
just,
Look at this
I,
shit. Two
I
bags?
just,
That's
I
it?
just want to do.
Damn.
I want to taste it.
That's what you get for hanging out with shills, man. Two
Because
bags?
Two bags is two bags. Thank you for buying our product.
Yeah, you know what? Thank
here's
you,
the
man. I
thing.
appreciate it.
I've never tasted the popcorn. So why would I buy 100 bags if I've never tasted it? So
Whoa, whoa, whoa. That's
I want,
AMC's
I want to.
popcorn right there. This has been in business for 100 years. What you
I
talking
think
about?
what he
Well,
means to say is he didn't know if he'd prefer the
no,
salted or the extra butter.
no, but that's the thing. It's the extra butter. I got the
Oh
extra
shit.
butter.
Oh
So
shit.
I
Yo, who
don't
the
know
The
how
fuck?
it
extra butter with
tastes.
the butter.
Who the
Oh
fuck
shit.
is this
So
shill? Never had AMC popcorn.
All right, you guys got me fucked
Are
up
you
now.
guys
I'm gonna
calling
make
me a
some popcorn right
shill?
now.
Are you guys seriously calling me a shill?
Oh shit.
Are you seriously calling me a shill?
2 bags, man?
I'm about to do ejectocito.
No. Don't do it.
Ejectocito, cuz.
This makes me sad. Like seriously,
Yeah,
like
you being you soft, man, goes, man. We
what
joking,
community
brother.
is
Thank you
this?
for buying the bags, man.
What community is this? Wow.
Whoa. You see that shield language?
Now,
What's going on?
Been here over
now,
3 years. Been over here. The thing is, you couldn't
3
even buy the
years? You only
popcorn. It
got
was
2
sold out.
bags?
It was sold out.
2
It was
bags
sold
though?
out.
2
You
bags,
gotta get
man?
I'm finally able to get some freaking bags. I want to test it out first. I'm not gonna buy 100 bags
Wait,
if I haven't
you
tested them
telling me that
out.
you don't see Chris Soika buying up the whole goddamn AMC like candy store? You didn't see that? You buying 2 bags?
Yo, he worked for FedNet.
Bleach. You gotta
Oh
get a.
shit. Yo, for
Don't,
real?
don't send a
Damn.
shell. He just had some fun about the popcorn.
This is no fair, dude. This is no fair because I've already been on space calls. I got money coming in. I already said I'm gonna spend over fucking $5,000
Yo, how
coming up
much
on merch.
money you getting per click?
Yeah, FedNet.
Okay, so are you now? Are you guys? Whoa! Did I just hear that now you guys are kind of like treating me like the other people were? Like I'm getting fucking clicks. I'm fucking.
I've been here for 3 years and I'm prepared to spend dozens of dollars.
Yeah,
Yo.
I just said I'm gonna spend over fucking $5,000 on merch. Did I not? So, dude,
Nah, but thank you for the 2 bags though, goes, man. Like,
no.
thank you for the 2 bags,
I
man.
don't even want to hear this fucking anymore.
Thanks for your
Like,
$8.
Listen,
man,
I
like-
hear this. You're not going to be yelling at me. You're not going to be yelling at my panel in any which way. And if you continue on this path, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to remove you.
Nah, but he's chilling, James. He's chilling. He's not, he's chilling.
This is
Nah,
not.
he's chilling. Goes, it's all right, man. We only jokes over here, man. We joking, brother. Like, well, what's the problem, man? You bought 2 bags,
I hope you're joking because you guys just called me a shill.
I mean, like, dude, come on. You say you've been here for 3 years, man. It's not like you've been here for 2 days, man. Like, you getting tight like this over somebody saying you a shill? I call murder a shill every day. You don't see him over there crying, looking for, like. Yeah, murder is a shill.
Goddamn shill, damn.
Yo, suck my
Murder
dick,
just
Bleach.
kills all the popcorn. You didn't even pay for it.
Christine, go ahead.
Hello, everybody.
I just
What's
popped
going
a
on,
fresh
Christine?
bag.
Yo, suck this Puerto Rican plátano, Bleach.
Oh no.
Yo, Christina, how many bags you got? Didn't you get like 20 bags?
Okay, I was just gonna one up Ghost because I have no bags of popcorn.
Damn.
Yo, y'all some fucking shills, yo.
All these chills over here, man. This Canada, man.
She's good.
Make me
Pay for my
fucking
clip,
sick.
bitch.
Go buy a Molin.
I wasn't really
with a
I was
broken
gonna
mirror.
talk about Roland just now. Okay, listen
Fuck out of here.
Listen up. I wanted to listen, no, we're going back to what jobs are gonna be good. Like government mandated jobs. How about that?
Yeah.
EVs mandated.
I'm just gonna say that's as much
Go
as
replace
I
that
can
mirror.
afford. That's as much as I can afford. I don't have a lot of money, so I just want to fucking try this out. And then you guys fucking call me a shill, dude. That's
Man, you
fucked
still on that
Better
goes,
not
man. We
stop
were
right
joking,
now.
brother. Like, come on, man.
That was
Hey,
like 5 minutes ago.
James, because
Yo,
I was.
Ghost, you
Don't
need to
take
let
this
it go,
the wrong
bro.
way, but I got off work and I fell asleep immediately with your space on, so I didn't really get to listen. But then, you know what woke me up and made me come to was I heard J.P. Morgan was filing for bankruptcy. Is that like just some kind of weird dream I had, or was that you?
No, that's real. We're really
What
talking
was
about that.
that?
Let's go back to that.
I
Shit.
pulled myself out of my dream to figure what the fuck, and I was tripping.
Good job,
And then
Chris.
you didn't talk about anything after that about that, so I'm tripping.
Yeah, that's because we're going to be literally going into bank stuff here and like.
Yeah, and the guy went to go look for the info. I think financial. He went to look for the info.
Yeah.
Who's financial?
The gentleman that said it.
Oh, who was that? Did I follow him?
Yeah, I don't know, but he got some green eyes, man. He looks scary, man. So
You better not be
I look the
lying.
other way.
You better not be lying.
He-
Where is
he-
he?
You guys know what makes this situation much more cute is that JP Morgan sponsors Citadel.
No.
And 42 other hedge funds and family offices.
Well, no, not just 42 other, but they're specifically a sponsor for Citadel, the biggest market maker, by the way.
Their family
Ah,
tree
shit.
looks like a damn Christmas wreath.
I don't believe you.
Yo, here he comes, Christina. This is the gentleman right here.
Where is he? Let me add him.
Lantern.
Green eyes.
Yeah.
Oh, by
Yeah.
the way,
All right, goes the last one, man, because we're gonna get back into the topics, man. What happened, man? Please don't be crying about the bags, man.
I'll say it, Christina. I don't love my government job, and you know that. But I guess in the land of the blind, the one-eyed man is king. So
Hey, man, I get paid by the government, and I am really glad to be in that situation right now.
yeah, right. So here we are.
But
We're
you can't
hanging
buy
in
no popcorn, though. Get the fuck out of here.
I'm in Canada.
Man, excuses, man. Ghost.
Blame Canada.
Hold on, Ghost. What's up, man? You back? What's up?
I just want to say, like, seriously, like, it is kind of offensive. Like, I've been here with you, Bleach. I've been here with
Yo,
you.
this is
Can I
crazy.
bleach, please?
This was a
Hey, yo,
joke,
kick him
man.
out.
Oh, so
Okay.
sensitive.
Kick him out, bro.
Listen, you cannot be sensitive.
It was a joke, Ghost. We gotta get back into the topics, man. But it was a joke, man. Relax, brother. Relax. So the joke, man. I'm a shell. James is a shell.
I'm a
You know what I'm
shell.
saying? Like, relax, man. Go buy a mega bag, you know, at AMC
Motherfucker said
Divas, man.
offensive.
What you
Man,
need to
maybe
do
that's
is
why he went to go hang out with the shells, man, because the apes were mean on him for the 2 bags. Like, what's going on?
You're a grown ass man, chill.
All right, but yo, hey, Green Lantern, right? Lantern.
Yeah.
What was it that you found out about JP Morgan or was it JP
Because
Morgan?
I'm looking and I don't see anything, man.
yeah, it's not in the news yet. I'll tell you that.
It's going to be hidden. They're not going to let this get out, but Lantern did a good job. Go ahead, my friend. If you're there.
I don't see no lantern.
It's the gentleman with the green eyes, Christina.
I don't see nobody with... Oh, wait a minute.
Oh, I think he's having connection issues, man.
He is having connected.
Finance filmmaker, that guy? Okay, I followed him because he's the only one that I didn't know. Shut up, you guys.
They're selling a position, basically liquidation. There was in talks of filing bankruptcy. They would have to have, don't, in order to pull a move, they've been selling and closing out all of their alternative exchanges. This is from Penwire. JP Morgan Asset Management to transfer JP Morgan Active Bond ETF JBND to New York Stock Exchange from New York Stock Exchange ARCA is the title of the article. JBND employed a bottom-up, value-oriented approach that emphasizes security selection. It seeks to maximize total returns by investing primarily in a diversified portfolio of intermediate and long-term debt securities with a focus on securitized debt. I will post this up on top if I can, or Bleach, I'm going to send it over to you. And then you can post it.
Yo, y'all remember Static Shock from DC?
One of my favorites, man.
I heard it's in the making.
Man, that's a good movie. It will be a great movie. I gotta be honest with you.
Hell yeah, that was one of my favorite shows.
Yo, who would you cast though? Who would you cast if you was to cast somebody?
For Static Shock?
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe like Michael B. Jordan or something.
Wasn't he already? He was already somebody. Michael Jordan was already somebody. He was what's it called in Black Panther?
Yeah, Killmonger.
Yeah, exactly. So you can't use him again. But
But
Bleach, I sent that
bro.
over
That's
to you.
Marvel, bro.
Oh, that's
Marvel.
right.
This is DC.
Yeah, you got me there, buddy.
Do not get that wrong.
Look at that. You don't know shit.
Nope, evidently I don't, and I don't claim to. Bleach, I sent you over that And
Yeah, I'm working on it right now.
All right, cool. So this way everybody can get a good read on that. If it's in regards to these ETFs, we're going to be talking about that here shortly. We're going to be going ahead and I'm going to play this song. It's 1:33. It's pretty much a demo. He's an ape, just like the rest of us. The artist is named D. Coleone.
Nigga, I'ma go to work. 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 Still game tight, nigga. Got it from my daddy, sensitive bang, nigga. Rolling in the jag, I'm sitting in mad, nigga. Still I'm talking to your boy, I'm spitting at that nigga, yeah. So tell me how you think it feel. Writing the verse in the cell, walking through the valley in the shadow with the death, still flirting with the devil whenever they get a meal. Better left out, hurt and neglected, working with acceptance.
You're listening to Financial Clusterfuck with your host, Security James.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much,
Woo!
Security Clusterfuck.
Yo, that shit was slapping.
I love it.
Well, here you go.
Nigga, I'ma go to work. Nigga, I'ma go to work. Still game tight, nigga. Got it from my daddy, sensitive bang, nigga. Rolling in the jag, I'm sitting in mad, nigga. Still I'm talking to your boy, I'm spitting at that nigga, yeah. So tell me how you think it feel. Writing the verse in the cell, walking through the valley in the shadow with the death, still flirting with the devil whenever they get a meal. Better left out, hurt and neglected, working with acceptance, I accept it. While back turned up, real reckless. I had in the town and sit it down, straight checked it. Mask up with the hoodie on the low. Plugging with Spank Boogie from the goal. This is shy ass nigga, so get out of line, nigga. Don't be looking, don't be eyeing down me and mine, nigga, yeah. Pride comes right before the destruction. Trust this, I'm prepared for the fall. Hit a stain, hit a lane, yeah, you only live once. Then we right back to the hood and we tear down the mall. Rob your worker for work, get back work for your worker to work. Try me, get murked with the jerk. Show the dumb jerk that the gun worked and dispersed with the merch. Then we dirt to the earth. Nigga, I'ma go to work. Nigga, I'ma go to work. Nigga, I'ma go to work. Nigga, I'ma go to work.
That's his demo. You can go ahead. You can find it on Apple Music, Amazon, all that good shit if you want to go and give him a shout. He works hard, so that's why I like him. And he's going to help me record an intro for our space calls, which is going to be very interesting. That comes on the 18th. So he'll be involved with that.
Did you say he works hard?
Yeah, he works hard. He's going to go to work.
I can tell by the song.
I know. I figured you could. So that's my clusterfuck. Matt and I are going to talk about
You're funny, dog.
going into these ETFs, these banks, what exactly that they're doing, how are they losing money, how they're losing liquidity. They're also how it's correlated between the Mega 7 and also the S&P. Matt, you got some really good stuff, especially on these ETFs. Please go ahead and talk to everybody about it.
Okay, so I started digging into the ETF thing when I found that meme stock ETF, which was holding government securities. And then I realized that they delisted that ETF mid-December, except that the ETF is still price fluctuating a little bit, which then I read into, and it shows that they have some outstanding options yet to be liquidated. But when they liquidated that, all the assets, which were at a 50% value loss, got rolled into treasuries, bonds, and currencies, which I think they're probably using as a hold account until they figure out what they want to do next with that money. But the interesting thing is that then that's collateralized, where they give money and get the bonds and the treasuries and through the window market. But what's interesting is that meme stock is a round hill ETF investment firm, and they pretty much have all kinds of ETFs, different ETFs. They have bond ETFs, they have short bond ETFs, they have meme ETFs, and then they have blue chip ETFs. But what's interesting when you look at some of the ETFs, there are large holdings of in that basket is a lot of treasury assets. And the other thing I noticed that was interesting about the meme ETF, MEME itself, is the 5% of the assets that were liquidated were assigned to hedge fund shorts. It literally says hedge fund shorts, 5% as an asset allocation. Now, 5% on an ETF doesn't sound like a lot, but when the ETF loses 50%, that could have been who knows how much percent it was from the closeout value. Now, the other interesting thing about Roundhill Assets is the guy who runs it, Andrew Paul Surowick. So I started investigating him. Well, I found that he was a previous derivative banker for Goldman Sachs. That was pretty much his second job, whole work history. Forget what his first one was. And he currently handles asset portfolios, mostly ETFs. He also works for another firm, I forget the name of, but they're an ETF creator. So they are advisors for hedge funds and asset managers to create ETFs as an alternate fund for their investors' money to invest in. Now, a lot of these Roundhill funds and the 95% of that meme fund that was held through Treasury securities was actually held in First America funds. Well, guess who's an asset manager for First American funds? Sarowit. So First America funds is in a lot of these ETFs. Like if I looked up 10 ETFs, that come up 4 or 5 times. He also currently works for UMB Bank. Now, UMB Bank, or what was that? United.
It is
Missouri Bank.
Yeah, correct.
And they basically bought an international swap affiliate or subordinate of JP Morgan. And the branch that UMB bought from JP Morgan basically handles international equity derivative swaps. Now, understand that this Andrew Paul Saworski is both a derivative export through Goldman Sachs, where he started, and really, really renowned in the ETF world. And I'm going to post some stuff up top that you can look at. But I mean, if you search his name in ETF, his name's like with this firm, handles this. He's an asset manager across 80% of the fucking list. His name comes up as an asset manager for them. So I don't know if he like works from his office at UMB Bank or Roundhill or the other ETF firm, but he also is an asset manager for the ETF company that makes and designs ETFs, which he helps do. So they say their business isn't investing or built or having ETFs themselves, but building ETFs for other asset managers and hedge funds. But if that was the case, then why would you need an asset? Why would you need his label as manager?
He's
Now,
also connected to Bill Ackman as well. Don't forget that.
yeah. Now,
That was my phone.
Another, which really ties in interestingly, because I saw that article then when they said about JP Morgan switching their ETF from New York Stock Exchange ARCA to the New York Stock Exchange because I watched a webinar that was one of the affiliates to one of the businesses that Andrew Paul Serwick works for, but it was like one of the other people in that firm. One of the product managers at the New York Stock Exchange and another guy in the financial world who really was just holding the space for professionals to hear them talk about ETF products, which was interesting too, because they had classes. They had one class that was regular ETFs, transparent, and then they had what they called non-disclosed like ETFs, where they basically don't have to disclose what baskets they're holding it under it. And I thought, well, that's kind of weird because that kind of goes against the whole transparency thing. But I guess if it's a private fund, you don't have to disclose it anyway.
Transparency? There's a rule?
Yeah. Yeah, there's funds where they don't have to, where they're non-transparent about what baskets are in the ETF. But the other thing that I found interesting is like that when they say asset investment, when you look at assets under an ETF, I don't know that they're holding any assets. The value,
No, they're
the
probably
ETF
not.
is who buys and who sells. The more people that buy, it's based on how well the firm's doing based on what? Based on what they're holding, because you don't know what they're hedging, what they're holding, what they're, it only shows you the top 10 things. So like if you have the 7 big ones and you have blue chip ETF, right? And it's got all 7 big ones in there and they're allocated a different
The
amount.
Mega 7.
Yeah. They might sell 20% of Apple to buy 10% of Microsoft, increase and lower their positions that way. Or, unbeknownst to you, they could be saying, you know what, we don't like Tesla. So they could be long on the other 4 and short Tesla.
Yeah, probably. And I guarantee you they're doing that just with some of the
Right.
movements and the erratic movements that the Mega 7 has done.
Right. And when you got all these banks that have these mismarked long shorts, I wonder how much of that is ETFs, how much of that was lent out.
The ETFs is
double
the world case fuckery.
So the other thing that's interesting about UMB Bank, along with a lot of institutions, is that UBS shares in third quarter last year. I'm sorry, it was fourth quarter last year. It was just after the fourth quarter start, literally nosedived to $9 an hour from like 24 on one huge candle, bounced right back up, and then kind of traded up a little bit. But then I found this article that UBS, which in fourth quarter invested $70,000 in UMB, this fund that Andrew Paul Serwick is part of, invested $70,000 worth of money into UBS's stock. That don't sound like a lot, but then in the first quarter, they upped their position by 25%. And I'm wondering if that $70,000 disclosure wasn't to prop up that $9 dip. Or that
It had to have been.
Right? And then I come to find that a bunch of institutions did this. And just because they say 70,000 last quarter doesn't tell you what they have invested in UBS before that.
Matt, were these all banks that were doing this $9 move?
It wasn't a $9. I mean, it was from 24 to $9.
No, that's what I meant. But
yeah,
were these all banks?
They were
I didn't look at the other banks to see if there was a correlation because honestly, I've been like all over the internet right now. I was trying to get my shit organized to speak. But The interesting thing is that in this quarter already, this is the article about, was a 25% increase by UMB into UBS for another 589 shares, right? They had 2,848 they got in fourth quarter for 70,000. They had another 589 beginning of this quarter, sometime in the last couple weeks, which was a 25% increase. And their share price went from 25 to almost 30. But when you look at that article, there was like 12 institutions listed in that article that invested in UBS. Now, why is that significant? Well, if you're a bank like UMB that deals a lot with treasuries and you're partnered with JP Morgan and you got a lot of risk involved in UBS not going under, right, or keeping them liquid, you buy their stock, you prop up their equity, you prop up their market cap. Market cap on a book value is a collateral liquidity asset. So if they become illiquid, they can use that collateral asset as leverage against losses or debt, which would keep them at above at their margin requirement. And if you have all these institutions doing that, maybe, just maybe, the Fed said, hey, you need to prop these guys up, buy their stock, pump their price up. Whatever assets you need to dump off your book, we'll take. We'll front you the treasury collateral, right? So that your books stay balanced. So it's a roundabout way of the Fed bailing in to an
The
offshore
banks.
bank through a U.S. institution.
What's interesting about it is that banks are the only ones that are actually able to prop up their own stocks. They can trade amongst each other to be able to do that, which I don't know how that's even possible, but realistically, that's what they're able to do. Lantern, what do you have?
No, I was gonna say that. Yeah, you're right about that. The whole bail-in. That's when they start talking about bail-ins. That's everybody should be worried. But do you guys remember? I think it was fourth quarter in September. I believe it was about a 1 point something trillion that they.
1.6.
Yeah, and recently they bailed themselves out. I believe it was this month,
All right,
but it was an emergency.
let me tell you something else that happened last quarter with Swiss, the Swiss bank.
HSBC.
No, the one that
UBS, Credit
yeah,
Suisse.
Oh, okay.
yeah, okay, it was UBS. Matter of fact, now you said that, because
Mm-hmm.
last quarter I saw UBS had a bank, a retail bank, just a regular savings and loan in New York. Well, this was after UBS got, from the Swiss National Bank, got the $20 billion backstop in order to keep them liquid in the takeover of Credit Suisse. UBS turned around, took their New York bank, and they got authorization to be a direct whatever affiliate with the Fed. So they could go direct to the Fed for liquidity.
A member.
Swapping, yeah, member.
Or what is it, a government member? Or
Yeah,
it's one of them.
Swap member, whatever you want to call it. So now, and everybody's okay, so all the banks did that, right? Well, then, right after they did that, UBS, Bank of Switzerland, UBS, went and told Swiss National Bank they were good. They didn't need liquidity, and they gave them back the $20 billion. And right after they gave them back the $20 billion, they moved their market branch business into the bank in New York. And lo and behold, what do you know? $35 billion, $50 billion increase in the overnight liquidity
Don't
Total.
forget you scribbled that on the books. They didn't put that on the computers. So
So
it could be
once
more.
again, another example of, well, Swiss National Bank, here's your money back. We'll just move it to the U.S. and put it on the fucking U.S. taxpayers' dime.
Of course, because it's all going to fall on us. But Lantern, what did you have to say?
No. He pretty much touched it. Yeah, the
All right,
UB
good.
page.
Good.
But going back to the point with the ETFs and all these firms and this crutching of UBS again through their stock equity, is the Fed now funding these institutions as a back favor for investing in UBS to crutch their market cap collateral.
We definitely need we need like a parody song for Fed Now. I'm going to challenge the musicians to make a parody song for Fed Now because they are honestly the biggest joke of all jokes that make jokes. And that's what they are. It's disgusting to me how they are literally keeping this Ponzi scheme that we call the stock market. Now it's the Ponzi scheme because there's no reason for any of this. How can the SPY, just as a perfect example, be 2% away from a new all-time high? That was yesterday, and then it hit it, and now we're at another new all-time high.
It's political.
It's
Oh,
BS.
it is 100% BS. And yes, Lantern, it is a political viewpoint because they don't want to be blamed. They were hanging their hat on being reelected with the stock market. Well, the stock market's the best it's ever been. Oh, please. Okay, explain to me this then.
I'm gonna go back real quick though. It's back four places. I did my Google search just on his name, and you can see all the ETFs that his name's listed in the description as part of the fund. There's 2 pages of that, and there's more than that. On the second page there, that last page has links. That's an SEC database to I want to say it's UMB or Roundhill. I'm not sure, but it's the registration for ETFs. So when you click on them links, it takes you to a page. Every one of them files is a listed ETF under that group that was added, and that's just in the last quarter, 2 quarters.
Wow.
There's pages of them, and then you go over to the next page. That's the article about the investing of UMB and other institutions in UBS, and then the next to last one is the chart showing the $9 spike drop, which I held and clicked so that it would show the date and then price movement that day. The last one is, which you'll want to get into that security because that's basically a bank chart that shows what HTMs as opposed to um, assets that are market to mark. The balances are out of this world. Like all of that, the blue is the HTM, the brown.
Did you send that to me?
It's in the nest. Yes, I think I did send that to you, DM. Yes.
All right, perfect. Because I'm on an emulator, so it's next to impossible for me to see up above.
It's interesting how their negative balance on that. Pretty much the equivalent of the Fed loan decrease or current, like it's 2x the Fed loan.
No, well, that's nothing. It's the Fed.
Now
They can just do whatever they want.
The dark blue is to hold to maturity, and what that means is that if they bought it 5 years ago at $10 or at $200, and it's currently at $2, but it's not mature, it's not expired, it's still on their books at $200.
We're talking about the asset allocation top holdings, which is the Federal Reserve Bank at 39.1, right?
Well, it's all banks.
Well, I know I get that, but I'm just saying that's what we're talking about, correct?
Yeah. So if they let's say they had bought Tesla at $400, and they wrapped it in a treasury swap, right? And they swapped it out to Fed. The Fed now has Tesla. They have the treasury swap, but the Tesla is on the books as a contract swap. So as a contract swap, if they derivatize that into a 3-year contract, it's on their books at at a percentage of the purchase price. So it might be on the books at $350, and it will stay at $350 until the realized gain or loss at the maturity date. So if Tesla drops down to $250, that $100 loss per share doesn't show up on their balance sheet because it's HTM. It's still on their balance sheets at $350 per share. Now, market to mark means that the balance that gets put on the books by is market to mark, which means it's the last quarter's average price line within a margin above and below. So the average volatility swing based on the current price through the last quarter is how they mark it on the book. So it adjusts to the quarterly average. So if it's down 20% for that quarter and it's been averaging 20% down, they have to record it as 20% down. Now, if it's 20% down and before the end of the quarter, they don't want to record a 20% loss on that, they'll swap it for an derivative contract in order to make it a product that they can put on their hold to maturity line to maintain the book balance value to the expiration of the contract. And if they have something as hold to maturity because it lost money and now on a sudden it's up $100, they can go ahead and unwind that so they can record that they're up $100 on their balance book.
So are they re-recording this stuff for collateral?
Yeah, well, that's like assets sold, not yet purchased.
Yeah, correct.
So a lot of times when they get in trouble because they were unable to settle with terms of a Fed contract, which you're seeing that more and more lately, if they're basically saying, yeah, we don't have the collateral to do that, and the Fed's just giving them an extension, but then fining them for being unable. And if you look at, I think, who was I looking at? Goldman? I want to say it was Goldman Sachs. If you look at their, yeah, it was Goldman Sachs, because when I was looking up that guy and saw he worked for Goldman Sachs, I come across their SEC filing, and I went to their reported events.
Mm-hmm.
They're loaded with inability to close on maturity dates with the Fed. They're fined for market longs as shorts, for illegal communications, and it's just like, you think 2021, 22 is bad, like 23 is 10 times worse. Like they're literally getting fined for everything they did from 2014 through, and they're just piling up.
And they don't care.
No, they don't care. And the messed up part about it is, like, cease and desist. It's like it don't even mean cease and desist because a lot of it's repetitive.
Mm-hmm. They're still going to do it. They got to make money. They don't have any.
Yeah, and that's the thing. And the Fed knows it, and they know they're screwed. But the Fed's going to get their money while they're holding their hand through it.
So this one of the bank's biggest ways to go ahead and actually have collateral, liquidity, hold margin, rehypothecate, commercial real estate. Now, you're seeing a bunch of these businesses that are, just basically mass firings. You're seeing a lot of companies that are reducing the size of their buildings, their offices, their people. The office buildings of the U.S. are down 40% from the peak just over 2 years ago. Over the last year, office buildings prices are down a massive 30%. Currently, 1 in 5 office buildings that you are going to see that are vacant, 1 out of every 5 are vacant. They're done. Most of these office buildings hold large debt balances with high interest rates and failing cash flows. Delinquency rates are rising. This bleeds over into your residential real estate, where the default rate is almost on par with, guess what year? 2008. The reason why this is important is because these are the two biggest pieces of rehypothecated collateral that a bank can use.
And then the worst thing that has no collateral is the car loans.
So now what this happens is now you're putting yourself in a position where you have to garnish liquidity. You have to garnish money. You have to hold it for whatever you can. It's scramble mode. We got to get what we need. We need to meet our requirements. We got to get this. So here's the SPY. Look at it yesterday. Yesterday was an absolute shit show. And if anybody actually takes the time to chart the SPY, and I want you to do it on the inverse, and I want you to chart the VIX and literally look at the inverses between the two. Both of them are literally a 45-degree angle going up and a stair step. And on the way down on the VIX, it is literally a stair step going down.
Just that gap down yesterday was pretty similar to not too long ago.
No, of course. That's one of the reasons why this is important, because these are being propped and there's somebody that spreads pixie dust.
They're propping that bitch up like Japan propped up the bond market last year, and Europe propped up their bond market 2 years ago.
But because they have to, and that's why it's the biggest fucking joke you'll ever see. The S&P has moved in a literal straight line higher for the entirety of yesterday's trading. The whole day, it increased and added $500 billion in market cap. Yesterday, the index now stands less than 2% away from a fresh, new all-time high. And the funny thing is that it also happens to be the first day of 24 with a sharp move higher in the Mega 7. If you looked at the 7 mega stocks on day one of trading for the new year in 24, they literally went into a straight line going up. But we got to get liquidity. We got to get liquidity. We got to get liquidity. Let's pump the SPY. Okay, while we're pumping the SPY, what do we have to do? We have to short the VIX. Okay, we're going to short the VIX.
I want to add another thing to that whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
Do you ever wonder or think about that they won't tell you, but that's why the Senate can't pass a budget, because they don't know how much they're going to need.
They don't have it, and that's the next point of it. So, okay, we have to short the VIX. We got to continue to short the VIX because we have to make sure the SPY goes up. And so everybody's happy because everybody thinks that this is a great market. The political powers that be, they're looking at this and they're hanging their hat on it. Look at what I've done. I've made the stock market the best it's ever been. It's the best thing ever. Well,
but if they okay, so their narrative is that we're too far in debt. We need to stop fucking spending. We need to stop fucking spending. But what they won't tell you, we can't stop spending because we don't know where to allocate the money, because we don't know how much the Fed needs.
No, we have no idea because they're completely insolvent.
The money that they have is authorized by the Senate, and they're almost dried up. They would be dried up had they not did the extension as business as usual as far as printing, and printed $1 trillion, $1.2 trillion in the last quarter.
Yeah, no, I mean, this is true. But if we really wanted to kick this thing in the balls and just be done, they never should have increased. They never should have increased the budget. They should have just let it all burn at that point and let it grow from the ashes. That's what they should have done. You would not have been in the mess that you're in now, because the mess that you're in now, I'm telling you now, is going to be bigger than 2008. It's going, let's multiply that by 10 and, smoke some crack, because that's what you got. That's what it's going to be. So now, how big have the Mega 7 become? It's a ridiculous amount. The market cap of the Mega 7 is now 4 times that of the Russell 2000. Microsoft alone is the size of the entire stock market in Canada.
Hey, how many shares of retail small and mid cap collateral shares are we holding on to per one blue chip?
There's no way to know. There's no way to know, because you have no idea what money has been pumped into these Mega 7. No idea. And literally, these are all fake, false pretense pumps. Please explain to me how NVIDIA has added $130 billion to their market cap today.
And the other thing, like Telltale, banks operate on a macro.
Mm-hmm.
They're supposed to. That's
Yeah,
how
but they don't.
Well, they do and they don't. The majority should be on a macro. But when you look at the treasury equities, the volumes in the 1 month, 6 months, 1 year, 2 year, as a ratio of their 10, 20, 30 year treasuries are absolutely upside down.
Doesn't surprise me.
They shouldn't be living fucking month to month, quarter to quarter, 6 months to 6 months.
But we do.
Yeah.
We do,
But
so why can't they? I mean, that's pretty much what we're pushing them towards.
Yeah, but it costs too much. It costs too much to do that on that scale.
Oh, of course, because they're paying like over $13 billion in interest per day.
And then they mature, and then they just wrap it up, add to the basket, and extend the maturity for another quarter, another 6 months, another year. I mean, the Treasury literally 2 years ago tried to add a 50-year Treasury bond, and nobody wanted it.
No. I mean, just
I don't even think that was 2 years ago.
Hold on, December 15th. December 15th, they tried selling 3 $50 billion Treasury notes. And that was the reason why you had to push back the swaps. Just this past December 15th. There's nothing that they won't do to disguise the Ponzi scheme that we call the United States stock market.
And then also don't fall for that whole, the interest rates are going to drop. The interest rates are going to drop. That's not going to happen. That's not.
Hold on. I got it. I got the perfect thing for it. Here, ready?
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. I award you.
Yeah, that's 100% accurate right there. Not what you said, but what the Fed's saying.
Yeah, they're trying. Well, the whole Wall Street's trying to. They're already pricing in for interest rate drops. Now, are they really? I don't fucking know. But they want you to believe that. They want you to believe that because they're trying to paint this rosy picture for confidence.
Inflation is out of control. They cannot drop rates. They can't because they cannot control the inflation one bit.
And then
it's been going fucking crazy.
Then you got the SEC saying, "Oh, we got hacked and we did not authorize the gold ETF yet." Bullshit.
God damn it! I signed up for the wrong thing on Pornhub. Shit.
They put that out because they to pump fucking their Bitcoin liquidity at the banks for an asset collateral value. And when they put that out, that is pure and simple fucking manipulation. Because people buy that thinking, I'm buying Bitcoin because it's going to go up because everybody's going to buy this gold ETF because the SEC is actually going to allow it. And then how long did they wait to come out and say, oh, don't they fucking know that got put out? Like, that I saw that they authorized that gold Bitcoin ETF like a week ago.
But Matt,
They
so
let it go for a week?
if that was like a pump and dump thing, okay, I was thinking about this. I don't know a ton about the crypto, but can they not see like wallets that, like, if anybody sold at the peak of that today, that nice bump,
They can see the positions.
so they couldn't see like who.
No, it was a pump and dump for the bank.
They can see like
it was
the
for
wallet
You have
names.
to
banks.
understand, Bitcoin is a collateral value for the bank, just like the treasuries are. So if you pump Bitcoin, if it's on their books at 20,000 and you pump Bitcoin up to 40,000, they just doubled their collateral
Right,
liquidity.
it's collateral. Okay, that
So
makes
the
sense.
SEC put that out themselves to create retail buying because the banks didn't have no fucking money to pump it like that. They didn't.
What are
I
they
mean,
going to do next?
they might have started it to kind of make it to go with the news, and then let fucking a bunch of crypto maniacs buy into it, pump it up to fucking 40,000. Now the bank's got double the asset collateral for their Bitcoin, and then a week later, Gary Gensler wants to come out and say, "Oh, we got hacked, and that was an unauthorized." Blah 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 blah.
Hold on, I
It
got
took
another
you a
one.
week to fucking come out and tell people that.
Hold on, I got another one, Matt. Ready? Oh, I got hacked. I went down wrong thing on Pornhub. We're going to be talking about the Bitcoin. We're going to be talking about the Bitcoin ETF, all that here really, really shortly. I want everybody to listen to this because this is the truth.
Better not be.
Yes. We're entering the fourth year of a down stock market. Is it time to sell? Have we hit bottom yet? What can you tell small investors who are really starting to worry? Just this. Relax. The market goes up, the market goes down. But over the long haul, the market goes up. Yes. Is there any chance that stocks might rebound this year? I'm really the wrong guy to ask. I got completely out of stocks in late '99, and I haven't followed the market since.
You got out of the market 3 years ago?
Yes. You see, around that time, we at Global Century became convinced that stocks were headed for a crash and that bonds were the safer bet. And we were right. My own bond portfolio is up nearly 30%.
But if you were moving out of stocks and into bonds 3 years ago, why were your brokers telling people like me to do the exact opposite?
Well, obviously, if you think, as we did, that stocks are heading down and you want to unload them before a crash, you have to convince somebody out there to buy them. That's just common sense. Yes. Back in the summer of 2001, I wanted to move money into some defense-related home security stocks, but your brokers talked me out of it. Is that because you and your friends were buying those stocks and wanted to keep the price down? Exactly. We felt that with the 9/11 terror attacks coming up later in the summer, that sector of the market would probably triple in value. And once again, we were right. You knew in advance about 9/11? Basically, yes. So earlier when you said you didn't own any stocks, that was a lie, right? Correct. That was a lie. Yes.
Hi. Like a lot of us here, I followed your broker's advice, and over the last few years, I've lost 80% of my life savings.
That does not surprise me at all.
I'd just like to say that even though I think you're an evil person, and even though I came here intending to kill you, I've been really impressed with your honesty. Your kind of straight talk is rare in today's business world.
Thank you. At Global Century, we like to be completely upfront with our clients. That's why in our prospectus, we clearly state that our investment advice is often self-interested or deceitful and may work to a client's disadvantage. We think you deserve to know that.
For straight answers to your investment questions, stop by our offices for a free consultation.
Yes. It doesn't say that in the prospectus. Sure it does. No, it doesn't. Yes, it's in there. You have to read it. I've read it. It's not in there. You're right. It's not in there. I just assumed you hadn't read it. I appreciate your honesty. You bet.
Global Century Investment.
It's funny because it's so damn true.
It's
Woof.
all true.
I'm surprised they did that without getting in trouble, man. You know.
I
You know
skipped
what's
over a detail with that, Joe.
Wait a minute, I heard Guy. Did I
Yeah,
not
that's
hear?
Walter.
Oh, hello.
Where's Walter?
That's Walter.
Actually, refresh that so it's not Walter anymore, but I guess you'll see it when you see it. I don't know.
I'll see it when I get off my emulator.
Yeah.
Ed, what were you going to say?
There's, I don't know if anybody looked at what I put up in the nest then, but I just wanted to point out that Andrew Paul Sarowit from Round Hill, is a portfolio manager for the First America funds for the OMB Bank, which has a JP Morgan International Investment operation leg that they bought. And part of his ETF management portfolios are ARC Investments and Invesco, which Invesco is one of the biggest 401k retirement pension fund firms.
Yeah, out of Houston, right?
There's Invescos everywhere. They have a Europe branch.
Yeah, their main office is Houston.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, so their main office is in Houston. There's a hair salon that somebody works at out of Houston. I wonder if it's correlated. Maybe you should look. Ed, what did you have to say?
Oh, I'm just gonna say what you just shared. This is probably how the devil sounds like.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I know what I'm doing. Yeah, I know I'm evil, but I do it anyway. It doesn't matter.
Have you ever danced with the devil in the pale moonlight?
I appreciate your brand of straight talk.
Yes, I appreciate your honesty. I really came here to kill you, but
when you say dance with the devil in the moonlight, are you talking about tequila?
No. Have you ever danced with the devil in the pale moonlight? It's a Joker saying from Batman.
From the Batman movie. Yeah.
Yep.
I recollect now.
I'm Batman.
I'm Batman. Wait, I actually do Batman's voice
Batman.
here. Hold on.
I am black, man. God damn it.
By the way, who's going to see the new Joker?
Yeah, that's Transformers.
I know it was like it was a robot. That's okay.
Yeah, just don't transform in front of us, man.
He turning into Decepticon.
No, I'm turning into a toaster. If I were to transform, I'm transforming into a toaster. That's how much I would transform.
Spoiler.
I'd be the
it's a
most
marquee
worthless transformer ever.
I'm gonna be
Spoiler alert. They killed Batman and brought him
I'm
back.
Canadian.
Wait, like the Hoover Dam Transformer?
Water.
That'd be kind of cool if they killed Robin, brought him back as an AI bot.
Please, I don't need any more correlations in Batman of the biggestly gay duo. Like any more jokes with Robin in there, please. Just get him out. I don't need him. I really don't.
James. Do you guys remember that pencil sharpener? The old one?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, transform into that.
James, you be Ace, I'll be Gary.
Please, God, no. Please. In any way, shape, or form. So don't worry about that. Ed, we're going to go talk about Bitcoins and Bitcoin ETFs with Robert. Let's go.
Yeah, Robert, started off. I've talked so much.
Oh, yeah, you've really been on today. Let me tell you there, bud.
A lot of happy faces.
Oh, happy, joy, happy, joy. Rob, I haven't even heard you once yet.
So, Bitcoin, okay? So they say last week, hey, we're about to roll this out. The next thing you know, today they say, hey, we got this going out today. Next thing you know, they say, oops, sorry, but we're not going to do it today. And mostly every single fund in the world has Bitcoin. And right now, there's a lot of theories out there. There's a lot of facts, and I'm more in the view of that they're going to use it as a liquidity pool to pay Peter or steal it from Peter to pay Paul and pretty much get this over with.
I'm gonna correct you, Robert. It's they already use it, not they will use it.
Oh yeah, true.
I can agree with that. I can agree with both sides. I do think that this is going to be the liquidation that is going to start the seas from moving.
Or
They have money. They have to have money somewhere. This is the only form of illegal money, which is with more illegal money, and then you kind of put it in together, and then it makes the real more illegal money.
right.
This is
They're
James.
gonna
This is
use this non-money to relaunch FTX 2.0.
this is like the if you go back like a decade, this is like the Epstein Island of the finance world. Like they nobody knows what crypto was. They didn't know who was in it. They didn't know who ran it, and all of a sudden the banks want it. If the banks are saying they want it, they already had it. They never say anything before that. And that's why it's so correlated. Like for example, if you guys like what I tweeted today and showcased, the pump and dump that happened with the news, it's not something that happened like computerized. Like, oh, they just set the price, because it was timed. It was specifically timed, and it correlated with that, with whatever happened on Twitter with SEC. Like that is not an error or a mistake that happens. Something was going on behind the scenes where somebody was trying to set a price of it using high frequency trading. And you guys know who I talk about with that, with the whole market, how that's propped up. And all of that correlate. By the way, if you guys go back, I can put it up. The SPY, BlackRock, the banks, all of them at 1400 were pumped up by the same algorithms all together, while a large majority of the meme stocks were shorted down inversely to those.
They would never do that.
Oh yeah, it's guys, no. It's all supply and demand. It's the market, guys. It's bulls and it's bulls and bears, guys. There's nothing else. That's how the market works.
I heard you mention something about Epstein's Island. Did you hear that Oprah is making a new cuckoo clock? It's the Epstein clock. You get an Epstein clock, and you get an Epstein clock, and you get an Epstein clock, all down there. Go on. Sorry.
Yeah, so the weird part. Here's the thing: you guys have seen it before. How the BlackRock management team or market managers, how they are meeting. You hear that all the time. Oh, they're meeting with the Fed. They're meeting with the SEC. They're meeting with all these banks, the J.P. Morgans, the Bank of America, all of them. They're all together, and all this planning and stuff. And then you hear like with SBF and the FTX having meetings with the SEC. Because nothing like this happens. There is so much racketeering behind the scenes, in my honest opinion. There is no other reasoning behind these errors. These errors are not errors. They're like it's showcasing that there's something leaking, that somebody's running the strings behind this. I mean, like what you mentioned about the SPY, James. You look at Nvidia. It is like, when was don't they have a chip shortage still?
They
Like
were
what?
the third. They were ranked like 30th from last.
Yeah, where's the chip shortage? But guys, apparently Nancy Pelosi removes that chip shortage. Apparently her trading completely obliterates and pumps up stocks when she wants it to. That's just another thing. That thing literally obliterated the SPY. Even the SPY made like what, new all-time high or something now, and Nvidia just completely crushed the SPY. I mean, it just like, but hey guys, Citadel Ken Griffin said it's, guys, props to everybody who won on Nvidia. Everybody should get into that. So great. Just wait till they pull the plug on that thing.
The
But
7
yeah,
mega stops right now are they're almost having the same market cap of the entire United States stock. That's how big they are.
Just
My
7
micro
stocks.
stuff has the same amount of market cap as all of Canada and Japan combined.
Oh, that's more than that. India and the UK and those
Redonkulous.
4 combined.
There was one other aspect of my DD I forgot completely about, and it was the First America Funds and jury.
I love how you just came out of left
I,
field.
I,
Man.
I
That's
just
sorry.
posted the link. It goes to the Federal Report, and it has all their swap contracts dated, their maturity dates, and their values. And when you go through, and that's just one company, one industry, and all their collateralized treasury asset.
They swatted them, basically shorted a pip.
Did anybody hear him?
We have a.
James, we might lose you.
Yeah, you might want to come back out and come back in.
We're hearing the World War II beep boops.
I thought it was Poltergeist. Are you in the TV?
That's the problem with emulators is they'll crash after like a couple hours. So you
What did
may
you
be
say?
experiencing. Yeah, he's on an emulator right now.
Oh.
It's like
He's using BlueStacks, right?
right.
Is that an actual thing, or did you make that word up?
No,
No, it's a real thing.
Yeah, it's like
It literally sounds like one of those secret messages through the phones in World War II.
Yeah.
It's like beep 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 boop. We
Chris,
can't hear us.
they made them so that people could play like Android-based games on their PCs. And so that's like if you want to run Twitter off a PC, you get that software.
That's more info than I needed, but thank you.
Yeah, well, that's what it is. And so my experience with those things is they crash after a couple hours. So
you were
I'm guessing that's what's going
serious. I thought you were just
No,
sound
that's
nerdy.
what I had to do those music spaces.
Ed, can I ask a question? So this ETF situation, let's drive it back there before we get in trouble and muted by James. I don't really get it. Like, what are they trying to do? What is the purpose? Are they like
They're trying to maintain collateral for their toxic derivatives